No, it's the intro. They can hear me. All right, now you're live.
Now I'm live?
Now you're live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Exactly.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Spare Bedroom Challenge Show. This is our second show because we are obsessed with the challenge. If you don't know what the challenge is, it's a combination of Survivor, Big Brother, and fucking Jersey Shore, essentially, all rolled into one. So every Thursday we come together. There's a couple more that'll come in and out, but it's the Spare Bedroom Boys and guests just kind of quickly recapping the show, talking about it, talking about our fantasy teams, because yes, you can play fantasy for reality TV. Women are included in everything now. Nothing is sacred anymore. I'm just kidding.
The Bachelor and the Bachelorette have a big draft thing. I know my old roommates used to do that.
Yeah, Big Brother, Survivor, all of them do.
Oh,
Yeah, they quite a bit.
fantasy is huge for reality TV.
Yeah, especially now when no one can like interact with each other, so we have to do it virtually. That's okay.
That's okay. I still see your smiling faces. How's everyone doing today? Eric, say hi.
What's up?
Right, we got Dane, Crooked Cut, Esplin, our producer / co-host of the Spare Bedroom. We got myself, Ryan Kooks, another co-host, and then our social media star / social media manager, our darling, the only female who will talk to us, Nikki Reno, is in the house. How are you doing today, Nick?
Oh, I'm just, living the dream.
But anyways, that's enough of the introductions, enough of the pleasantries. People are here to talk about the challenge. I'm just going to run through a quick 1-minute recap of the show, and then we'll get into the discussion, okay? So the show started off exactly how me and Dane thought it would. Natalie immediately kept Wes as her partner. Natalie won the challenge that eliminated Ashley last week, and she had the choice to change partners. She stays with Wes. So CT becomes the rogue agent, all right? Everyone in the house, CT's excited because even though he can't win the challenge for the week, he's still in the game. He gets to pick a partner. They play a weird game where they all just pick on people. Wes and Natalie got picked on immediately, and everyone played super scared, and no one touched Fessy and Anissa. So they won, so they were the double agents once again. When it came to the voting, the group shook things up, and Wes kind of sneaks in. The group doesn't vote for Wes as per Fessy's orders / requests. They go with Joseph, who wanted to go in but didn't want to go in, kind of put his foot in the mouth. So Joseph goes in, and then he has to go up against whoever Fessy and Anissa choose. Now, Fessy and Anissa are in the, what is that room called, guys?
Secret agent room.
Yeah, secret agent. The double agent room, whatever it's called again. So they're in there. No one knows that they can see who voted for who. And Eric's boy, Kyle, just straight up lies his face off to them. So they go. They're going to the elimination the next day. Oh, one thing I quickly skipped over. Big T is secretly trying to get rid of Joseph or Jason or whatever she calls him on any given day. Big T conspires with the other Big Brother and newer chicks on the show to get rid of her partners. They're not getting along. She's not happy. So when it comes time to do the actual elimination, Joseph goes down, and who have Fessy and Anissa chosen? They have not chosen Wes. Wes sneaks by. They have chosen Kyle to go up because they know Kyle is lying to their face. Kyle is blindsided, he's dumbfounded, and then he proceeds to whoop Joseph's ass to stay in the game, which comes to the newest twist of the show, where Kyle now has the option of either taking Joseph's partner, keeping his own partner, or infiltrating the group. Kyle makes a power play right into the main alliance, snatches up Cam. Josh is not happy, but then Josh picks his best friend. Who did he pick again? Nani?
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, you picked Nani over Big T, yeah.
Yeah, and then CT gets Big T. CT's super pumped about it for the cameras because CT has to play a whole different game now. All new teams. That was this week. There was a lot of action. That's a quick recap. Let's get into a discussion, though. Dane, how did you feel about this week?
I thought this week was a pretty lame episode just because it had a lot of Wes in it. Wes had too much talking. He was the main storyline, and I hate Wes. The whole
Who has? Sorry, who has Wes?
Substantial.
Substantial.
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah. The challenge was pretty meh. I didn't like that nobody went after Fessy and Anissa, even though I have Fessy, even though I got the points. It just made for a weak game. And yeah, Joseph Allen, even though he's on my team too, I didn't pick him. I was forced to take him. He was the very last pick. And I'm glad to see him go. I'm glad to see him off the team. He was never wanted in the first place. Because he was so annoying with his little workouts and shit. I don't know. There's just nothing really good about this episode. Maybe it was because you guys overhyped it. Nikki, way to go. No,
I don't know. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But Nikki, you did hype it up in our group chat quite a bit. What did you like about this episode?
Oh my goodness. I just had a lot of good laughs in this episode, personally. So, but I'm going to save it for like the lull time for the awards.
Yeah, save it for the awards.
Pardon?
I said, yeah, save it for the awards.
Yeah, so I'm going to save it for that. But nonetheless, I definitely agree too. And like one thing that did frustrate me the most was with Fessy and Anisha. Like it just felt to me that it was like, and then I don't know, towards like the end of that challenge, we're all like standing around and they're like, well, what should we do? It's like, play the game, guys. Like, so I was just kind of play the darn game. So I was quite frustrated with that. But I just thought this episode, why I liked it so much is that I did have like quite a bit of laughs, and I feel like it's going to be slowly getting into, I don't know, we're getting better.
Yeah, we definitely don't have a ton of drama yet, so it was nice to see the laugh factors going on there. Eric, your opinion on the episode overall?
Yeah, like I said, I agree with Dane. Like, me and him were saying like, fuck. Like, I was like, what was the big? You guys are talking about this episode like it was like, oh my god, this is such a wacky episode. I was like waiting for something wacky to happen, but it was just kind of like nothing really that crazy. I thought something maybe happened to Kyle or something at the end, or I don't know. I was just kind of confused.
He just puked it off. He puked and rallied.
Oh yeah, you forget thinking these all different things that I missed during the episode. But yeah, I don't know. I thought I got stuff to say about the episode, but it just wasn't the fucking bonkers like everyone I thought it was gonna be.
I loved the episode. I'm with Nikki. I think that there was a bunch of laughs that we didn't have in episode 1. Episode 1 was pretty stale. I think we finally saw a shakeup of that alliance way earlier than I was expecting to. I thought that was great. Kyle is endearing because he's such a piece of shit / great guy. Like, he's got the weirdest combo. I know why you love him so much, Eric. I get it.
Oh boy.
I just think there was a lot of little factors, but let's do some of those discussions. I'll bring one of my discussions first that we can go over. I wanted to talk about Kyle. All right, let's talk about Kyle in today's episode. He gets caught lying to some faces. He kind of acts like a little baby when he's chosen, but everyone does when they're blindsided. I get it. But then he goes on and he dominates that fucking dude who had no business being on the show in the first place. Let's start with Nikki this time. What were your thoughts of Kyle on this episode, how he played, what he's going to be doing in the future?
I totally agree. Like, yeah, it's just a weird part of me that it's like, yeah, I totally agree. I think he's just like kind asshole. Sometimes it's hard, like, to be like, it's not all that bad. So with this episode, like, I did kind of feel bad that his teammate, like, even though I know she's on my team, but like right away being like, I want to get rid of Kyle, like, you know, he just jokes around and everything like that. And then, yeah, like you said, I'm like, no one likes to be blindsided, but to me, I feel like when he got into the elimination round, he like made it count and like showed that it's like, yeah, maybe this guy, but it's like, I will put in the work. Throw me in this position, I will make sure that I stay, kind of thing.
Definitely. What about you, Eric? Kyle's your boy. What did you think of his strategies this episode, how things kind of played out for him?
Yeah, he kind of just threw himself under the bus, kind of confessed some shit in front of Fessy that he shouldn't have, and kind of backfired. He made himself look like an idiot, but I mean, came through in the end. I wanted to say Kyle and CT and Fessy, when they were doing like their in their confessional booth things, like when they were like doing like their interviews or whatever, they all looked like Bond villains. They all looked a lot like CT was or Kyle was wearing like a turtleneck, like a beige colored turtleneck.
Yeah, what was that?
I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Kyle? And then CT was wearing this like deep V-neck and like and then Fessy was wearing like a bow tie. It looked like he was going to like a wedding or something. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like they usually just wear like Under Armour shit, but in this episode they were dressed all like fancy schmancy. It looks stupid.
They were balling out quite a bit. What about you, Dane? What's your relationship towards Kyle? How do you feel about him? I don't know where you lie.
I'm glad that he has his golden skull, and hopefully he can just coast. Realizing there's only 8 golden skulls left, I mean, people got to get to work. I mean, Kyle got the easiest one. I loved when he called out Fessy, because we can get to that later, but that was a great moment. I love when Kyle does that, puking and rallying. He's just the party guy. He plays it as the friendly guy. I can just make it along. Everybody thinks that he's just actually there to party and drink, but in the end, he can still fucking... He can hang with the boys. He can hang with the boys.
Oh yeah,
but he's still a fucking idiot. Who's he with now?
He's with Cam now.
Cam.
Yeah, that's a good choice that he left.
Now.
He made a good choice leaving Nani.
Yeah, Nani's a stick in the mud and she never wins, so...
It was a great choice, and not only was it a good choice because Nani, like, I don't think Nani's going to win you a final, but I think it was a great choice because he got screwed over. He went for the female heart of that alliance, and he busted shit up. Like,
and it was a great moment. It was a great moment when he stole Nani and just seeing Josh's bitch face, and he's like, "Why? Why me?"
Yeah, Josh's salty tears. 100%. Eric, what's something else you wanted to talk about this episode itself?
I just wrote down Kyle is my sexy boy. Joseph is lame. Kyle's laugh at the end when he switches to fucking from Nani to Cam. It's just like he's just got this like evil laugh. I cried laughing at that. And I just put that it kind of sucks that CT's with Big T, but I don't know. He seemed to be okay with it. I'm just glad that CT's back in the game, like, or still in the game, because like this whole week I was like thinking like, fuck, is my boy getting sent home for whatever?
Yeah. Well, let's go off of that, Eric, and you talk on this because I think there is a good discussion in there. The new teams. Let's talk about the new teams. Like we quickly mentioned them, but you have 3 new teams. You have CT and Big T together now. You have Josh and Nani, and you have and you have what's the other one? My brain's not working. Cam and Kyle. So what do you think about those new teams? Do you think they shake things up? Who do you think got the best pick out of that?
I don't have. Oh, are you asking like what the teams now? Because I don't have Josh. I have.
No, I'm talking about the teams on the show. I'm talking about those 3 new teams that I just said.
Yeah.
That power dynamic change. What do you think of that?
I think CT and Big T. That's like a big dog with like a little puppy. Just like a CT is just like a dominant guy, and then Big T is just kind of like a loaf who just kind of like breezes through. And I don't know. Don't really see her going very far because last season she got cut. She got sent home because she cut her toe. So I always like lost a bunch of respect for her for that. I think Cam and Kyle, that's a sexy combination. I like that one because Cam, other than not being able to swim very well, is like pretty decent. And she always like does pretty well. And Josh and Nani, those are just 2 people I just don't really give 2 shits about because Josh is a loser and Nani always sucks and like never really wins. And she's just kind of like. This might sound rude, but she's just kind of a floozy who just kind of like. I'm surprised she hasn't like banged like 4 guys already this episode. I'm kind of disappointed, to be honest. Like last season, she banged that Romanian dancer like on the first episode.
There's still time. We're only 2 episodes in.
Yeah, and they're not really showing like they don't really go and party. They like the party that they had in this episode was so weak. It was just like them like there was just a bunch of girls surrounding Fessy and him just dancing. Like,
I don't know if it's because of COVID times or their location where they just have their bubble.
Yeah, they just have a bubble on the property. They aren't going to any bars. I was going to bring that up later. It's a big disappointment for Eric. There will be no bars.
Oh, those are my favorite episodes. When they go to the bars, it gets sexy. Those like
that's
the best
where people
part.
fight. That's where the trash comes out.
Oh, that's when people like hook up and other people are like jealous and they're in the corner drinking their drinks like, I need it with her.
But I also think being stuck with a bunch of people and you can't see anybody else for a certain amount of time will also make you get a little bit angry that way too. So
Stanch is in the chat. Stanch in the chats. I can't reply because I'm not on my. I can see the chats, but I can't reply because I'm not signed in, and I don't remember my password. So sorry, Stanchel.
I was going to mention that in the transition. Our buddy Stanchel, who's in our fantasy draft, is in the chats, but he was too busy to be on camera. So we just want to call him out for that, as he watches us, but was too busy to be on camera. Dane, your thoughts on the three new teams, the power shift, the dynamic there?
I think teams are going to be switching a lot. I think no team is safe. I think people are going to be switching every single week. So there's no point getting safe. I know Devin wants to switch from fucking Boston. That was almost my laugh of the night. You guys may, but when he's like, I don't understand what she's saying.
Yeah, we'll get to that for sure, because that was one of the top two for me.
Like 100%. I think there's a lot of teams that are looking to switch. So these teams right now, I think everybody made out better than they left off. Nobody got screwed over, I feel. Maybe Josh, I don't know.
Nikki.
But everybody's happy. Like nobody's pissed they got switched up.
No, yeah, everybody is happy. I guess Josh is happy, but he's still butthurt because he's always butthurt. Nikki, your thoughts on the three new teams?
Yeah, I don't know. I was happy that Kyle picked Cam. I was excited about that. I think that'll be a really good team. With CT, I will say, like, even though I haven't really been watching the challenge for a long time, but now that I'm kind of starting over and watching certain episodes, it seems to me that CT, like, just seems a little bit different this season, too. Again, I could be wrong. So I think just too, it's like as much as he was excited to have a big team.
Yeah, he looks fun.
No, I don't think he looks strung out.
No.
I think CT looks like he's lost weight and gotten in better shape and he's dehydrated. I think that's how your face looks when that happens.
Yeah, like someone gains a bunch of weight then like loses a bunch of weight and they always have that like kind of saggy like droopy look to them where they just always look tired, but they look good but tired all the time. That's what he's got going on right now. I think he's trying to get back into shape, but he's also getting old at the same time. And then you look back at old pictures of CT. Like I was showing someone the pictures of him the other day when he was young, and I was like, holy fuck, he used to be like a sexy bitch.
Boy's in his 40s.
Yeah, I know. Like he still looks pretty decent for his age.
He's looking for his age. Like I wasn't saying that. I just meant like more of his motives and more of his like personality-wise than his look.
He just seems like tired. He just seems tired and lazy.
20 years. That's given, but no, I just think that like he just seems like he's a little bit more timid this round, like a little bit more like scared this season. But again, we'll see how this plays out. All in all, I think it's good teams. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Josh either.
Oh, fuck that guy, man.
Nobody likes Josh.
Oh, man. He's just a peg in the ground. Like, I don't even know how to describe that.
So here's my thoughts, because I have some different opinions than you guys. One, Nikki, I don't think CT is playing more timid. I think CT got smacked in the face early, saw this big alliance, and was like, I'm fucked. I need to change everything right now, or I'm fucked. So I think this is his new play, is to play way more in the background, and also to like hype his partners up. Because in the past, with how partners changed now, in the past, CT used to shit on his partners. Like, he used to shit on those girls. Yeah. So I think he's trying to hype them up. Eric, I don't think Big T is as weak as you think she is, and I think it's good for CT because she has that whole new girl alliance. I think CT added 5 people to his side by getting Big T. And then for Kyle and Cam, I think that is a favorite for the final now, because I don't think girls are gonna want to go up against Cam. I still think she has the biggest alliance in the house. Unless Cam decides she doesn't want Kyle as a partner, I think that team's gonna stick for a while, but that's just my thoughts. Nikki, any discussion points from this week's episode you wanted to talk about as a group?
One was, I was gonna say with Menti. So Menti in the first challenge, okay, like I just feel like they shouldn't even have showed this in the episode. because he gets hurt. First off, he's complaining in the interview, being like, I'm about to tell TJ that I just want to quit right now. Like, it is so cold. Like, just, you can obviously tell he doesn't want to do this challenge. And then all of a sudden it's like, man, she needs a medic. But then it was like nothing afterwards. There was nothing saying afterwards how he got to the hospital. No one talked about it. Like, it just seemed like it was this, like a cop-out, basically.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Dane, your thoughts on the Menchie mystery? We'll call it the Menchie mystery.
On Reddit, there was somebody who said things they didn't show was that like Menchie actually like spent like 2 days in the hospital, and it's just they didn't cover that storyline at all. There's like other things like Menchie's in like this like almost 3-way love triangle with 2 girls in the house, but they haven't showed any of that yet. Ooh. And I'm like, why aren't they showing this shit with all the rookies? Like,
I know, man. I want some drama, man.
But no, we got a bunch of Wes and fucking Joseph. America's Got No Talent. Fucking Alan.
Josh crying all the time. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, they seem extra deliberate this season to focus on like 2 or 3 storylines in an episode, even though other stuff's going on in the house. And I'm sure she's gonna have like an episode then. You know what I mean? Like, kind of seems like the focus is on minimal storylines. The last discussion I wanted to talk about before we got into the fantasy roundup this week is Wes. I know you guys hate him, so I know the answers are gonna be, but Wes, little snaky Wes, got himself some backing and got himself out of the stranglehold he was in. Not only in this vote, I think he's forming some little mini alliances right now, and he's gonna last at least next week because maybe it won't be a girls episode. I could also see them flipping it so that a girl gets to be the rogue agent and it's not always a dude. And the way it's set up right now, it would always be a dude. So I could see a double. I see another dude elimination next week. But I wanted to talk about Wes's plays because I know you guys hate him, but he's arrogant and he's abrasive, but he made some connections today that he didn't have in episode 1. Let's start with Eric. Thoughts on Wes's strategy, not just how much you hate him.
Well, I hate him because of his strategy, basically. But I just hate how he just like, I don't know, he just kind of weaves his way into everything, and he kind of like, he's just a little fucking weasel. Like, I just hate his like gameplay. Like, he doesn't win as often as he like makes it out to. He's like today, he was like, oh, I'm rich, blah, blah, blah. And I looked up, he hasn't like made that much money off the challenge. Like, he's not like, he's no Johnny Bananas making millions of dollars. He's never even made $1 million off, like, combined all his wins. Hasn't even made $1 million. Like, he's just like a, Sorry. What am I talking about? His gameplay?
Yeah, I know. I knew this was gonna be a touchy subject with you two boys, but talk about his gameplay.
His gameplay, yeah, I guess I get it. Like, yeah, he is very smart at the game, and that's why he comes back all the time. Like, I don't get how people like all these people don't watch the episodes after and be like, oh my god, this guy's a piece of shit. Because like they see all his gameplay, like he's like, oh, I'm such a really like he just talks himself up all the time, like he's this fucking amazing person, and like he's just like an ugly ginger who just, I don't know.
All right, that was not the answer I was looking for, but at least the theme of this series will be Eric and Dane frickin' hate Wes. Dane, do you have anything to add about this episode's gameplay by Wes, or can we just hear about how much you hate him as well?
I thought it was funny when they were out first on the very challenge, and then Leroy still put his tube, so then Wes like holds it out, like, here, you can have it back, Leroy, and then like chucks it into the water. And he was just fucking so butthurt that he lost. And then he like goes up to all the guys and he's like, let me be janitor. But like, if you're janitor, like, let me also make all the decisions for you if you want. Like, that's like, he's so arrogant, he can't like even in one sentence like hold back his arrogance. I think he was just saved this week basically just because Kyle lied to him, and Fessy and them didn't want to throw him in twice in a week. And they just didn't want to be the bad guys again. I still think they're probably going to constantly be on the block. And I hope they are, because I hate them.
He throws his tube in the water, forgot about that. Here you go, this is fucking duct tape.
CT is
That
like
is-
200 IQ play. Like you're using your big boy brain there, Leroy.
That's super funny. That might be a candidate for LOL of the week. Nikki, your thoughts on Wes's gameplay this week?
Oh my God. I just can't stand him talk. Like it's just like a constant like. But that's the thing though. Like that's the other part of it is like as much as he's frustrating, he's clearly he's good at it. He's won twice before. Like to keep bringing him back, it's one of those things where it's like he's obviously here for a reason. I was gonna say side note to that as well. I do know that he did post some text messages between him and Anisha about him being kind of like butthurt about like some of the people that he was friends with in this season of the challenge, where he got a bunch of them to apologize to him, which again, even too, is almost just like, to me, it's kind of like just grow up about it. Like you're on a show, again, like this is the whole point of it. That to me, I just think like, I hate that he's so clever that as much as people don't like him, he will still find a way to make it work for himself.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this. You guys all just hate him. That's what I learned. He's the most hated character from this group. I will say this: the janitor speech was hilarious. Him throwing the thing into the water was hilarious. But I think at the when they grouped together to decide who's going deliberation, I thought he was very smart about how he attacks things. And
Natalie
I think,
just attacked for him. And he just stayed quiet.
well, I think Wes talked the second most behind stupid Joseph, but and Natalie did go to bat for him. I think Natalie, is going to be a fierce 10 season competitor, honestly. But as far as Wes's game today or yesterday, I think Wes had one of the best games. As far as the social and mental aspect of it went, but that will be a continued discussion throughout the season because I am outnumbered 3-1 on that one, faux show. Anything else you guys want to discuss about the episode before we get into the fantasy this week?
Okay, can we just talk for a second about what the fuck was going on when they were playing that tube game and everyone was just kind of standing around at the end oh, I don't know what to do. They didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And Devin was the only one that was like, what the fuck are you? And then Cal's yelling, like, what the fuck are you guys doing? People were scared to put it in, why were they scared of Fessy and Anissa? What do they have?
I know, I don't know why they wouldn't want to be winners. And now Fessy and Anissa are still the only ones who know that there's
do they not want blood on their hands or something?
Yeah, it just seemed very which to me I'm I don't know, maybe Fessy's a little bit intimidating. It felt weird to me. I could see them doing that if it was against CC or something like that. But it just seemed weird with them. And then I just felt like it was super awkward that they're standing there. Again, it's a challenge. Why wouldn't you want your you to be the top people? And you're not going to get eliminated unless you choose to go and do that. So it just seemed very weird. I definitely agree.
It just seemed like Devin said, the biggest bunch of pussies on the challenge. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You guys are here for a reason, not just sitting around I want to hear someone's feelings. It just seemed so lame. I'm like, fuck it, just go do it. Put your tube in whoever. Maybe Wes will throw it and be like, I don't like
running around grabbing other people's tubes then I'd be like, well, fuck it. Go ahead and put it in everyone else's and be like, there you go, it's done.
No, oh my god, I can't believe you did that. You embarrassed me in front of Fessy. Oh no. It was a very pussy episode.
That's why I didn't like the challenge.
This episode, because
the way I saw it, I agree. It was a shitty challenge and it made for bad TV.
I'd never seen that challenge before either, so I think it was kind of they're okay, we're never doing this one again.
Yeah, they probably aren't going to get rid of it because I don't think it was about hurting people's feelings. I think it was about a group trying to strategize about how to not eliminate the proper people in an alliance during a challenge, which is bullshit and it's boring. Go in with a strategy beforehand if you want. Quickly talk and then do that because you guys obviously wanted Fessy and Anissa to win. Just to keep that spot, which does end up, like Dane just said earlier, being a very bad play because none of them still know that you can see who votes which way. So that still ends up being a terrible play. And one thing, not even a discussion before we move on, but one thing they didn't mention in this episode is I think Josh is in big trouble now because Kyle wasn't the only one who voted the wrong way. Josh did too, and now Josh is partnered in someone who's not in an alliance. So I think that'll be interesting. So let's move on to our awards. Let's start it off with the Boss of the Week. I'll start off with my nomination and why. My Boss of the Week is Kyle. Kyle played his social game, got caught lying to someone's face, went into a challenge, dominated it, and then broke up an alliance, or at least got himself into one, all in a 30-minute story arc. Boss of the Week for me is Kyle. Let's start with Nikki. Who's your Boss of the Week vote?
Same one as I picked. I picked Kyle. I feel like
Kyle.
Yeah. Every time I hear Kyle, I think it's stuff like Kyle.
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 Screw you, Kyle.
But no, I feel like he was, with the situation that happened to him, like I said this episode, I feel like he kind of got like, having your own teammate, like I guess I get that they can't hear that, but it's still shitty to watch after where you're like, oh, this person didn't want to be on my team with me. And then just like, his comeback. Like getting to have Cam on his team now, got to switch it out. So Nanny kind of wanted what she wanted, but I think after she watched that challenge, she was like, I kind of fucked up, basically. And then, I feel like he kicked ass, took names, and Kyle was my nomination for Boss of the Week.
Nice. Dane, Boss of the Week.
It was a pretty goddamn lame episode. There was really only one answer, and it's Kyle, and then fucking beat my guy's ass, and then puked, and then said, let's go have some beers. I mean, that's a goddamn champion. That's a champion.
So I picked him.
Eric, are we going to make it a clean sweep for your boy?
No, actually, because Kyle is a boss, and he's always my fucking gonna be my man crush Monday. But this week I'm going with Nam or however you say his name, man. When he took his shirt off, and everyone was just like, "Holy fuck, I want to fuck this guy!" Like, then
you had my second
Lolo,
vote for sure.
I was just about to say that.
Lolo really threw her open vagina at him, and he was just like, "Whatever, we'll see."
If he would have banged that and just pounded the shit out of that, he would have been my fucking Boss of the Week.
Yeah.
But
I think he's just a simple guy where he's just like doesn't.
He was like, okay, let's admit it, guys. Like, he's hot as shit. Like, there's no denying. Like, having everybody in the house.
Yeah, everyone's ogling at him when he was like working out and stuff, and Lola was like, "I'm in the hot tub, like, come fuck me." Like he was just like, "Yeah, I have to go take a shower." Like, I don't think he gets like advances. Like I don't think he realizes that like Lola wants to fuck him really bad, and he's just kind of like, "Yeah, she's my partner. I like her."
he's probably secretly gay.
She's strong on plow.
He talked. I think he's just a sweet, soft heart like dude because he talked about like finding love. Like that's like his like confessionals were like about finding love with Lolo, not about.
I know. See no love with Lolo. No. Yeah. I don't know. I just thought he was a boss because he was making everyone fucking wet. But yeah, like realistically, Kyle was a boss this week, but fucking Non was just getting like, and I'm a slut, so like I just thought that was boss. I'm just gonna get all the girls wet. I thought that was pretty nice.
So with a 3-1 vote, our boss for the week is Kyle. Reminder,
like,
we're gonna.
I didn't know he was 40 years old though until just now, so that changes everything.
We're gonna track these throughout the show. So right now, week 1 was Anissa, week 2 was Kyle. All right, let's move on to the bitch of the week. I want to start this one, and I also know that Dane, actually, Dane, you have a controversy. We'll go you first, and then me, because I also.
No, you said you wanted. You take it.
Okay, my controversial vote. Just kidding. I'm just gonna shit on one guy, but I still don't think he was bitch of the week. But my second place runner-up, and it was close, bitch of the week was Fessy. I think Fessy could have done a physical challenge against Joseph to get a gold skull, and he acted like a scared little bitch. But I think my obvious vote is going to be a couple of years. Joseph is bitch of the week. Joseph wanted in and then just got ragdolled. He also didn't communicate with his partner. He also tried to volunteer himself, but asked everyone not to for him, which was a weird-ass, scared-ass little bitch move, in my opinion. Joseph is my bitch of the week. Dane.
Mine is your runner-up. Mine is my guy, Fessy. Fessy fucking fucked up bad not going into the challenge. When Kyle called him out and was like, what do you think? Like, what do you mean it wasn't physical? There's a hoop in the middle. Like, there's nothing else here. Like, there's a meme on the subreddit where it's just like a picture of like a WWE ring, and then it's just like on top it's like Fessy, where it's like, oh, I don't know what this challenge is gonna be. It's like, come on, man. Like, it's a hoop in the center. Like, we've seen this a million times before. You knew it was gonna.
Yeah.
You have to wrestle and fucking put it on. So he bitched out hard, and now there's only 8 more chances to get a gold skull, and there's 28 people. Like, that's chances are slim.
Yeah. Well, I think I agree. So I'm gonna move on, but I agree. There is. I do think with the skulls, they're still gonna be able to steal other people. So, but yeah, huge bitch move. Yeah, we don't know. TJ keeps changing the game up. Eric, who is your bitch of the week?
This season's just like, you know, when like the Jigsaw little guy walks in on the tricycle, comes in, I want to play a game. Like, that's what this season reminds me of. Like, TJ's like the little guy on the tricycle, like, I want to play a game with you. So yeah, first of all, I wrote bitch Joseph because he was like doing his little like lame like like his little like dumb workouts. He's like, I almost had 1,000, and Lyra is kind of standing like making fun of him. But like, now that you guys bring it up, but the Fessy was kind of a bitch this week. Like, he was, yeah, like he was. I don't know why everyone was like dancing around and being all sexy, because I think, like, you know, if you watch Big Brother and when you're the head of the household, you like all the girls want to fuck you and everything. Like, I think he kind of had that Big Brother mentality, where, like, every girl wanted to fuck him, and he was like dancing like a fucking moron. And then when it came time to like go down to the challenge, I'm like, you're up against Joseph, the guy who does workouts like a little fucking moron. Like, you're gonna kill this guy no matter what fucking competition, you big stupid jamook. Like, just fucking take your opportunity. And even Kyle called him out at the end of it. He's like, what do you mean you don't fucking know? Like, he just like talk shit about him, and it was fucking hilarious. So I'm torn. I'm gonna go with Fessy, because now that you guys got me all riled up. Because even though Joseph's gone, like, Fessy did make a bitch move going down there today.
And then Nikki, it's 2-1 Fessy over Joseph right now. You can tie it, and then we can revote as well. What is your? Well, who is your bitch of the week? Maybe it's not one of those two.
Torn. I have three.
Go to third.
One of them was obviously like Fessy. One of them was Joseph, and the other one was Josh.
Josh is my bitch of the life. Okay? He's not my bitch of the week.
Josh is just perma bitch. He done like.
Josh is always a bitch.
Go with this episode. Was it Fessy or Joseph for you?
Just clear your mind and just pick
So,
something.
like, again, I was like, literally, I like wrote this down before, and I was like looking at it for quite some time, and I was like,
hey, Nikki, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this like they do in the challenge. If there's a tie when the tribunal is voting, if you don't make a choice, you are bitch of the week. So let's go.
Oh God, then it's Fessy for me.
All right, Fessy is bitch of the week.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that at all. I thought they were equally bitchy. I think it was pretty clear they were 1-2. But as soon as Fessy didn't go in, I was like, what a little bitch. And now...
But it's in my favor, though, because now my boy Kyle has his fucking golden skull. So, yeah. Good. It worked out for the best.
It did work out the best for you. And now my favorite moment. I'll go last. Let's start with Dane on this one. Your lull of the week.
My lull of the week was CT's hilarious recap of the elimination challenge. Professor Kyle beats Colonel Mustard with a hula hoop. And
Professor Kyle takes out Colonel Mustard in the crater with a hula hoop.
it was fucking perfect. Like, when fucking Joseph was like, I had cramps on motorcycles, and you know what cures that? A little bit of mustard. And fucking just the mustard man just pulls out a fucking...
His little dab of mustard. I forgot about that. What a dork, man.
That's a great lull. Eric, what was your lull of the week?
I got 3. I was making them quick. Kyle calling Festi for being a bitch. Lolo being sexy for Nom, and Nom just kind of like shooting her down, like taking a hug. And when everyone kind of stood around, like for like 10 minutes, scared and lame during the challenge, I'm like, you make like when you're at a dance, like all the girls are on one side and all the guys are on the other, and they're like go dance with each other. That's what it reminded me of. They're like, I don't know. They're like, one guy will like, get close and like, oh no, you're like run back to his friends, like because he's so scared. That's what it reminded me of. I'm like, hey, you guys are like 30 years old, like fucking man up. You're on the challenge, you're on live, you're like on like national television. Devin said it the best. He's like, what a bunch of fucking pussies. So it wasn't really funny. It was more just like disappointing to watch, to be honest, if anything. So
is that your number one?
Yeah, I'll go with that one because that was pathetic.
Corey, Vanessa, and Fessy, Casey, and Leroy, and Jay.
Right now, there are a bunch of people in the game that have kills and are afraid to put them anywhere. I've never seen a group of challengers play a more scared game.
This is the biggest pussy thing I've ever seen. Come on, Kyle!
This is pathetic.
All right, Nikki, lull of the week.
Okay, well, I have 2. Obviously, one, Joseph doing his workout. Just fucking like, I wish I could do it on this chair like this. It's like the most like awkward thing I've ever seen.
Look at this fool, bro. What you doing, bro?
I'm already at 600.
You seen this?
Most of the times, it's 1,000 reps that I do within this ab circuit. And Leroy's like, yeah, all right. But I'm like, nah, like, I'm serious.
You a special case, brother.
Hey, this is the last 100 right here, Leroy.
I think Joseph has got confused. He's doing like the WAP dance instead of exercising. I'm just praying that this is something that's going to help us win the next challenge. But this stage, I'm just starting to really question my decisions. He is a nice guy, but just as a partner, just not quite I wouldn't swipe right, basically, if this was a Tinder situation.
So there was that, but honestly, my favorite was when Devin was talking about Nicole.
Oh, yeah.
She's like just cut to her, and she's like just going off. And I was just like, and then him and Tyler just freaking dying laughing about it. Like, so that's why for me, I think Devin with Nicole, like that just cracked me up.
I like how that wasn't even supposed to be like a big scene. He was just like, "Hey, Kyle, come here for a sec." I don't understand what it was just like a nonchalant moment. He's like, "My partner, I don't know what the fuck she's saying." What do you say? It sounds like an Olympian with the like mind of a fucking 5-year-old or mind of a 2-year-old or something like that.
I have a baby for a partner.
Yeah, like because then it cut to a clip of her actually talking. She's like, "I'm going to Pony Amsterdam." He's just talking nonsense. And it's like you're actually like, "What the fuck did she actually just say?" Like,
yeah, it's like you can't understand.
It's like gobbledygook.
And for mine, I'm going to break the 3-way tie we have right now because I agree with Nikki. It was Devin shitting on the way Nicole speaks.
As politics in a game that I can't just win, my cards were out on the table my first challenge. Where are you at? Yeah. I'm like that. She goes, but we're like fire. You know why we're like fire? What are you talking about?
Kyle, I can't understand my partner. I don't know what she's saying. Ever.
She'll start talking to us. She wants to blame it on the partners. It has nothing to do with the partners.
Her mouth is moving. I'm getting zero context. My partner is an incredibly fit infant. How am I supposed to win?
Like, I forgot about it. Laughed out loud so fucking hard when that happened because it was so, like, unnecessary.
It was good editing. Great editing.
Great editing. It was so unnecessary to the show storyline, and, like, it was just a pure comedic moment. So our lulls of the week so far, last week, the incident with the shoe.
Yeah.
This
definitely.
week, Devin talking about Nicole speaking gibberish Boston. All right, those are our lulls of the week.
Also, can I mention like Devin being back in the show? It's like, you know, when you see that friend that you haven't seen in a long time, but you're like, fuck, I hate that guy. Then you see him and you're like, actually, I do like this guy. He's actually kind of funny and like witty and shit. But in your mind, you remember him being just like a fucking cunty little guy.
Oh,
like
he has the possibilities of being the fucking cuntiest of the cuntiest.
Yeah, but like he also says funny shit. It's like one of those guys where you're like, fuck, I hate you, but goddamn, you say funny shit sometimes. That's how Devin is for me. He's like a little wiener that I don't like, but like I like the shit that he says.
He's the new Johnny Bananas. He's Johnny Bananas 2.0.
He schemes like Wes, but he has the like comedic value of Johnny Bananas.
Yeah. He hates Bananas with a fucking
I know,
passion.
they hate each other so much. I think it's because they're similar. I think it's because they're similar. So those are our awards this week. Before moving on to next week's predictions, the last segment of this week's show, in memoriam. All right. Today, we lost someone. R.I.P. to Joseph. Everyone, just 30 seconds of either love and admiration or straight shit talking. Let's start with Eric.
Joseph, man, your workouts were so questionable and stupid. Your drive on the show was no good. Like you were on fucking America's Got Talent, and like you were just a dud. Like I'm glad to see you gone. Bye.
Let's go with Nikki next.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's like you, come off a singing competition and you go in the challenge and you're gonna tap like the champ and call them out. It's like, dude, what are you doing? And you work out like a toddler. Like
I'm gonna direct my response right to Joseph. Joseph, for someone who sung about being so motivational, you were the laziest, least interesting, most disappointing character in the history of the challenge. So thank you for being gone. You were last placed in our draft for a reason. You were gone first of the dudes for a reason. Come back on the show so I can watch you get kicked off first again. That's the only reason I want you back.
He won't.
But Joseph, R.I.P. to you. R.I.P. to your challenge attempts. Go make another rap saying the exact same thing. People will believe you, I swear. And Dane, he was on your fantasy team. I wanted to cue this up for you. Take as many seconds as you want to speak to Joseph and say your goodbyes.
You know, he was on my team, but never really on my team. You know, we never gave him a jersey. He was more of our ball boy. We just kind of laughed at him. He was that like special needs kid that like let you hand out water to like the actual athletes. You know, it was nice that he had a moment to, you know, be like, Mom, look at me, I'm on TV. And his mom's like, wow, like this was his last wish before he dies. Like I'm glad he got that, and I won't be sad when he's dead. And you know,
and R.I.P. because he is dead.
And like fucking, I bet all the mustard companies are like, thank God he didn't mention our mustard in this show. Like that would have ruined us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go listen to CKY the Mustard Man after this.
Yeah. Hey Joseph, I hope they have mustard in heaven, buddy. We won't see you again. Thanks for playing. With that, let's move on to our quick chat about next week's episode before we call her a day here. First and foremost, we're going to start with the thing. Let's do one thing that you were most interested in seeing the result of or find out about next week's episode. I'm trying to think of what order I went there. Let's go with Nikki first.
So what I want to see in next week's episode?
Yeah, your question you want to answer next week. Not a prediction, the question you are excited to see answered.
Honestly,
I'll go first. I'm excited to see how many inches Nam's pocking. I'm excited for Lola to ingest that, and you know,
I want to see them fuck.
Yeah.
Nikki, now that you have some ideas of what I'm asking you, what do you want to see next week?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, that's top of the list.
No, can't take his. Go.
Yeah, seeing the fuck. I also just want to see some drama. I want to see some fucking drama so bad. I want to see
it comes later in the season. They're all kind of getting to know each other right now, so it'll come.
I need more of the rookies getting drunk and being initiated.
So besides
Nani
this drama,
fucking
Nikki,
rookies.
what question, be a little more specific, what question do you want to see? You can make it funny.
Nikki, it's not good enough.
Nikki, I want a better answer for my edit. What question do you want to see answered? Or even from the previews of next week, like, oh, this happened, I want to know what happened.
Well, one, obviously, yeah, with Josh and CT, I want to see how that drama unfolds for sure. I want to see how it starts, how it happens, how it ends, the whole 9 yards. Another one for me, too, is just to see how Wes goes, and also actually for Kyle, too. Because now with Anisha and Fessy knowing what he did, and obviously putting him in, they didn't really show that much of what happened afterward from that elimination. So I would really like to see, how that's going to go in the house. Because I don't know if it's going to cause, it's probably going to cause some drama.
I think that's where the drama starts between CT and Josh.
I think so too. Eric, what question do you want to answer next week, aside from see how many inches Lil Nom's got in the
Little Nom?
Yeah. Little knob on Little Nom.
I want to see some Nom dick. I want to see some Josh and CT. But mostly I want to see, it feels like Kyle burned a bunch of bridges, and at the end he's laughing, he had his little evil laugh. I want to see where that gets him, because obviously he fucked over Josh. He's gonna talk shit to Fessy. I want to see him just do some bear. He's basically the bear of the season. He's gonna fuck around and be a little weasel and maybe hopefully fuck some women. But I don't know. I just want to see some Kyle action. I just love Kyle. I want to fuck Kyle.
No, that is fair. For me,
Nikki's oh, it's a cute thing to say.
For me, the question I'm most excited to see answered, you guys touched on it, is with the CT and Josh, because Josh yells, you hurt my friend to CT, and there's also that crazy thing on top of the old semi-truck that's going on in the preview there, so I'm kind of wondering what CT did to someone. It's Josh, so it's probably nothing. He probably said they had bad hair and Josh just cried. But
the medic does get called next.
He probably tickled someone the wrong way.
Yeah, medic does come during the challenge.
Why would you diss my friend like that? He not his fault he left the toilet seat up. I can't believe you did this to me, CT.
Yeah, it's probably nothing. It's probably just good MTV editing. But I am excited to see what goes on in that challenge, because it did look interesting. It looked pretty physical. We're going to get to see the men ball out, the women ball out. So I'm most excited for that. And finally, like we talked about last week to end the show, one prediction, something you are betting your reputation on happening next week. I know this is going to happen. We will change the order. I'll go first because I haven't gone first in a while. I guarantee that Wes and Natalie are not put into the elimination next week. That's my guarantee. Let's go with Nikki.
For me personally, I guarantee that there's going to be another crazy twist with this episode. For the elimination. I feel personally, because like you said before, Ryan, when you're okay, they did a female one, then they did a male one, are they going to do a male one back to back? I don't know if they've done this in the challenge before, but if there's ever a possibility where they do team against team.
They do,
that could be a possibility to happen.
Yeah, 100%. Dane, what's your guarantee for the next week's show?
I guarantee that TJ laughs at somebody getting hurt. It's going to cut to TJ during a challenge, and he's going to be laughing.
I think that's a pretty good guarantee. I think you hedged your bets for sure. And Eric, before we sign out, final word for the man with the fuzzy hat. What is your guarantee for next week's episode? Are they on next week because it's Christmas?
Ooh, I'm not sure actually.
No, it's on Wednesday.
Christmas is on Wednesday?
No, Christmas is on
Thursday.
Christmas is on Friday.
So do you think they're gonna do a 23rd with all the
Christmas
Christmas
Friday.
specials that go on cable and stuff?
Oh, they will play it for sure.
Oh, 100%. No one's doing anything. Gonna stream whatever.
All right, Eric, your guarantee for next week, and then we'll sign out of here.
I guarantee you this is genuine rabbit fur. This is like it's an expensive hat. I guarantee that Josh goes in because every time Josh has a freak out and goes all stupid and fucking like, where's the baseball? Like Rain Man, like, he always gets thrown because they're just like, I just fucking don't want to hear this guy's big dumb deep voice anymore. So I guarantee next week Josh goes in, no matter what.
All right, those are our 4 guarantees of the week. I would tell you how our guarantees last week played out, but we didn't get to save the episode, so I don't even know what everyone guaranteed. We'll write those down this time. We can go over them in the future. But that's going to bring a conclusion to another episode of this show. Final consensus on the show, from what I've heard, is Dane and Eric did not like the episode. Me and Nikki did.
It's pretty good.
We'll be coming back. In the meantime, guys, go check out our other podcast. It's available everywhere that you find audio podcasts. We also, our YouTube channel, we have a couple of new skits on there. We have a tapioca pudding review. We have a comedy skit about a couch on the spot. So check us out there. Also follow us on Instagram at the.air.bedroom. Let's blow up these socials because me and Dane haven't worked for a while and you know, we need money. So let's blow this shit up. But that's the end of our show. Again, that is Dane, Crooked Cut, Ethlin. That is Nikki / social media manager, girl of the year, Reno. That is Eric Likes Milk McIsaac. And I am Ryan Coops Kookroots.
I do love milk.
Dane, what do you usually say to kick people out?
Get the fuck out of our room. Bye.
Get the fuck out of our room.
Get the fuck out of our room.
Bye, guys.